Reverend Jackson, thank you so much for joining us in Scotland tonight.
Thank you.
You've been campaigning for civil rights all your adult life. What was it exactly that made you devote yourself to such activism?
The humiliation of not being able to use a public library. 7 of my classmates now, we were arrested trying to use a public library. My father, a veteran of World War II, who came to Europe to fight for freedom, had to sit behind Nazi prisoners of war on American military bases and came back from the war without the right to vote. So within my household, there was the tension of suppression and racial rejection.
You were a close aide of Dr. Martin Luther King and worked with him for a number of years, and you were with him in Memphis in 1968, of course.
He had this phenomenal vision of pulling down walls, building bridges. When he gave the great speech in Washington, I Have a Dream, that day, from Texas across to Florida up to Maryland, blacks couldn't use a single public toilet. We couldn't use a public library. We could not buy ice cream at Howard Johnson's. We could not rent a room at the given hotel across the South. We didn't have the right to vote. Those laws changed. The right to vote has been established. We are a better nation today with a lot of unfinished business. As a matter of fact, as blacks were lifted, it was not we alone. Blacks could not vote in 1965. White women couldn't serve on juries. 18-year-olds could not vote, those serving in Vietnam. You cannot vote on college campuses. You cannot vote bilingually. Those barriers have come down. Now, there's a reaction to trying to re-erect them, but because those barriers came down, it changed America's politics fundamentally.
You ran for the Democrat nomination for the US presidency in 1984 and 1988. Do you ever look back and wonder what might have been?
I do, but I'm delighted at what did happen. Maybe 3 things stand out in my mind about those campaigns. One was the number of people we were able to engage in by running a broad-based national campaign. Most people live in the domain of their neighborhood. I had to run the countrywide, from black and Latino and Asian and white votes, rural and urban. The second was to plant seeds for an oncoming generation. I remember President Barack said on one occasion, before he was president, as a matter of fact, that he saw the debate at Columbia University and he watched the debate and said, this thing can happen. He was a student. That seed germinated. He is now the president. I think the other thing that happened during that time is that people had the chance to test their values. We began to build a multiracial, multicultural coalition. That coalition prevailed when they said in 2008, when he won, we were beyond racism. No, really, we were beyond Selma. That new generation of voters did vote and did win. Those who sought to deny rights never really changed. They were simply outvoted. And their sense of antipathy to freedom remains. And yet we will continue to struggle to humanize our country.
You're here in Edinburgh, your first time, you say. I'm glad you're enjoying it, to speak at the book festival.
I took the train ride from London to here, and I'm just still floating. To see the meadows and the valleys and the hills, the animals. I love riding the train, but this is such a beautiful ride.